But right now we're going to switch gears and head to the telephone because comedian John Evans is joining us. He's our baseball correspondent. And John, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Good to talk to you, John. What's going on?
Oh, geez. I'm sitting in my kitchen about to do a baseball report.
Okay.
It's been a slow week. I'll say that.
Why is that?
As far as baseball is concerned. I mean, I'm talking minor league games here.
Oh, yeah.
We're digging deep.
Wow. Go ahead. What do you got?
But some big news, actually. The Boston Red Sox pitcher David Price got some answers regarding his soreness in his pitching hand. Last week, he was diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome in his left hand, which caused him to miss a start against the New York Yankees. What's interesting is the apparent cause of the injury. Speculation is rampant that playing the video game Fortnite has caused the injury.
Wow.
I'm not surprised.
Price plays this game 2 to 3 hours every day.
Huh. That's not much.
Now, what's problematic is Price isn't some 20-something that lives in his parents' basement playing video games and then goes and works at GameStop part-time. The Red Sox pay David Price $30 million a year to help them win baseball games.
Mm-hmm.
I broke this down. He makes $9,000 every pitch he throws.
Every pitch?
Every pitch. $9,000. If I made $9,000 every joke I told, there's a good chance I'd retire after my week coming up at the Looney Bin in Oklahoma City.
Yes.
Through 9. Tickets available at looneybincomedy.com. Reservations today.
How does a guy get away with plugging like that?
I don't know. How does
Hey, John Evans, I'm sorry, John, what night are you starting at the Looney Bin in Oklahoma City? Thursday?
June 6th through 9.
Oh, sorry. Oh, so we got some time. Okay, good. So it's a big advance plug like Frank Caliendo plugging Dallas, Texas on June 27th. Sorry. Back to you, John.
Tickets still available, surprisingly. It's not sold out. Price's injury is strange, but it got me to think about my two favorite non-baseball baseball injuries.
Oh.
In 1985, San Francisco Giants third baseman Chris Brown begged out of a game because he had a, quote, strained eyelid. Brown got the injury because he slept on his eye funny.
Wow.
Brown was a notorious hypochondriac, once being placed on the 14-day disabled list for general soreness. I have general soreness just about every day.
Yes.
We all do, don't we?
Now, the mother of baseball injuries, non-baseball baseball injuries, is the case of Glenn Allen Hill. I don't know if you guys remember this story. Glenn Allen Hill in 1990 for the Toronto Blue Jays had to go on the disabled list because he had a dream that he was being attacked by spiders.
Wow.
He woke up in the middle of the night, panicked, and that he thought he was covered in spiders. And in his frightened, semi-conscious state, Hill bounced off walls, crawled 10 steps in his apartment, and ultimately crashed through a glass coffee table.
Wow.
He suffered multiple cuts on his toes and elbows and had carpet burns on his knees.
Oh.
Yikes.
Realizing his story sounded unbelievable, he offered to bring reporters to his house to see the blood stains, to which they collectively replied, we're good.
Okay. Yikes.
Now, a minor league game in San Antonio was interrupted when a 6-foot snake slithered onto the outfield during a contest between the San Antonio Missions and the Frisco Rough
I
Riders.
saw that video. That's scary.
It was huge. It looked like a cobra or something. The game was stopped while the snake was corralled by 5 members of the ground crew and ultimately contained in a 5-gallon bucket. It isn't that uncommon occurrence to see some type of animal loose on a baseball field. It seems like every year a game is stopped because a wayward squirrel finds its way onto the field during the action. Now, this got me to thinking. Isn't there a way to get the squirrel and the snake on the field at the same time? Maybe put a large plexiglass box behind the pitcher's mound and let the snake and a squirrel show 90,000 people what survival of the fittest really looks like while the game continues. You guys have seen Ricky Tikki Tavi. Or even a better idea, find the two drunkest fans at the game. Guys who are on the verge of getting kicked out for public intoxication. Instead of the seventh inning stretch, let these two guys battle it out like Mr. Spock and evil Captain Kirk from that one episode of Star Trek. The loser goes to jail, the winner gets their freedom. And a couple of more free beers.
Good.
I like it.
Well, let's see. In what might be the feel-good story of the year, Texas Ranger pitcher Brandon Mann was called up from the minor leagues. The pitcher has his major league debut at age 33 after spending 15 years in the minor league.
Great story.
Yeah, great, unbelievable story. He had 2 years in Japan, 15 years in the minor leagues. I mean, this guy has the persistence of Tom Joad trying to figure out a Rubik's Cube. Now, if you've ever thought about giving up on a dream, consider Brandon Mann's story. This guy spent 17 years making little money with brutal travel, doing something that he loved. I know I'll be thinking about it this Saturday while I'm at JB's Roadside Grill in Tarentum, Pennsylvania. Tickets are still available for this show as well. Now, finally, you guys, Chicago Cubs third baseman Ben Zobrist is under fire from Major League Baseball for wearing a pair of custom-made all-black baseball cleats. He's been warned by Major League Baseball's disciplinary board that he could face fines and a possible suspension if he continues to violate the rule that requires his cleats be 51% blue, which is the Cubs team color. Let me get this straight. A woman can get on an airplane wearing a pair of Uggs with purple sequins all over them, but the MVP of the World Series isn't allowed to wear black baseball cleats? That seems odd.
Yeah, it does.
In an era where baseball is losing its fans left and right, it seems pretty weird that they're chosen to pick a battle on a guy wearing all black baseball cleats. Someone should take a stand. If I was a baseball player, I would step in the batter's box wearing a pair of pink tap shoes autographed by Peter Allen while doing the cha-cha and singing I Go to Rio at the top of my lungs throughout the entire at-bat. And that is my baseball report.
All right.
When my baby smiles at me, I go to Rio.
De Janeiro.
Please tell me that when the ground crew was chasing that snake with the bucket, the crowd was going, serpentine shell, serpentine. It's an in-laws.
Like the movie The In-Laws.
Yes.
Now, John Evans, where are you this weekend again?
Well, Saturday night, JB's Roadside Tavern in Tarentum, Pennsylvania.
Now, is that on the side of the road there?
I believe it is right there on the side of the road. Bar and or grill.
Nicely done.
All right.
Whoa, whoa, when my baby smiles at me, I go to Rio.